start. What's good with it, my people? It's your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK Infinity _VV. Yes, I got my man's in the house, the drip guard, Mr. Preston from the H-Town Rundown. What's good with it, my guy?
What's good, man? Look, all I gotta say is someone might be coming to Houston, and they might or might not have that thing on them. Hashtag John Moran. Guys, it's me, obviously. We starting off with a
bang. We can touch on that a little bit later now. Yeah. You know, I like that kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm. Drip2Ps _GAWD is where you can find me on X as well as Instagram, YouTube, as well as Twitch, and obviously at the H-Town Rundown. If you stay at H-Town Rundown, post right there. Follow us on YouTube. We got an episode coming out Sunday at 4 where Mr. AK finna be on. No spoilers, but this is really gonna be a little bit of a preview. AK, man, thank you for having me on.
Of course, my guy. Yeah, bro. So, so we coming off this little dub from the Utah Jazz last night, and I think, what's our record? We got 8 games left, and we already at 48 wins. And the funny thing about it is, I predicted 48 wins exactly at the end of the season, or at the beginning of the season when we did our little group pod. I said 48 wins, 4th seed. I was wrong.
I said 46 wins. I was like 5th, 6th seed. And here we are, 48 wins. What seed are we? Okay, remind me.
What's that one number? It's not quite 3, but it's right after 1. Oh, 2.
2, baby.
Yeah. We the 2nd seed. And we don't got no business being the 2nd seed, or do we? Now, part of the reason that kind of sparked me to, go and have this conversation with you is because you think about it, if you look at all the circumstances from a season ago, how we were playing, and the injuries that we were also dealing with, plus still dealing with a bit of a Silas tax. There's no more Silas tax on this team anymore. But if you really think about it, should we have expected the season that we are having? Now, I know people saying, "Oh, it's a young team. It's the Western Conference. Blah, blah, blah. Poo cheese." We won 41 games last year with injuries. Hella injuries, really. The Silas tax, no Steven Adams, so no big bully ball, double bigs, none of that. And that was Ime Udoka's first season with the Rockets. You got Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun in their first season, not being coached by Stephen Silas. We don't got nobody on the team with a bunch of accolades like that, no superstar. Fred VanVleet, he's a former All-Star, NBA champion as well. Dylan Brooks, 2nd team All-Defense that season, that off season. But the infrastructure of the team was built off of many things: playing hard, playing defense, rebounding, especially offensive rebounding, and not turning the ball over. All of that, with everything that I just said, we won 41 games a season ago. Should we have expected more of the Rockets than we did previous to the season starting?
That's a great question. First, something in the modern NBA that every team utilizes to a crazy extent, and if you don't use it, you're usually a bottom of the barrel team. 3-point shooting, and for some reason, somehow, some way, the Houston Rockets that don't want to shoot, Houston can't shoot threes. Rockets out of the 2nd seed. Let's be honest here. I did not expect that, right?
Right.
And I mean that in a good way too, of course. But wait, there's more. Oh, dude. Ime being, from that Spurs culture, look at the other coaches that either had tutelage or were under Ime and or what's his name, Greg Popovich, right?
Yeah.
Brad Stevens, good coach.
Yeah, he was good.
Even better GM. Obviously, Ime went to the finals of Boston, right? Turned that team around to a 51 win team after being like mid the entire season, right? 500 at the All-Star break, and then after that, just booming. I don't remember the record, but they ended up winning 50+ games that season. And they went to the finals. Did they lose to Curry? Yeah. We ain't got to talk about it. But they went to the finals. Ime come here and immediately wins us 41 wins, right? Yes. Addition of Fred VanVleet. Yes, Dylan Brooks.
For a team that won, 22 games the season before?
22.
So we was plus 19 on wins in Ime's first season.
Now, something I do want to say is that we're also not trying to actively lose games anymore with Ime, right? A little bit of difference there, right?
True.
The goal was to tank during a couple of those years, for sure. But at the end of the day, we still won 41 wins. We know Smiley ain't giving us 41 nothing except 41 losses plus.
No.
And he said no. Going along with that, you tell me we right now there's still eight more games left, and we have 7 more wins than last season already. So in 2 seasons that since Ime's been here, we've had a 26 win turnaround. Plus 26, right?
Let me tell you what's funny about that 26 number. That 26 win turnaround is more wins than any season that Coach Silas coached us for 3 seasons.
Sorry, can you say that louder? It sounds like Ime is a good coach or something. Sorry.
He is at least a decent coach. Even though some people in the fan base want him gone already for whatever reason, I don't understand it. But he got his warts, but he is a damn good coach.
He's a phenomenal coach, right? Yeah, we all got blemishes, but look, he's flowering right now. He's making this team bloom right now. Look at him grow, bro. Look at him grow. He's putting water all on him. We doing the whole thing, guarding the whole thing, and they bloom right now. Something I do want to say is FanDuel does not have Ime listed as in the coach of the year for some reason. If you're
FanDuel must be run by somebody who worked for the Celtics or something, because that don't make no sense.
Hey yo, I'm gonna keep that on myself. That's a
shout out to Ring Doorbell though.
I'm just looking at it this way: what Ime's done for the team and how the team has progressed. Right, we're seeing a playmaking. I'm not gonna say playmaking leap, but playmaking progression from Jalen Green. When Fred VanVleet was out, guess who averaged 5+ assists a game? You should. Jalen has taken on the role of not just scoring, not just trying to get those loose rebounds, and playing defense, and being your lead ball handler, and playing backdoor cut defense, as well as being a vocal leader, but also playmaking and slowing the game down. AK, that Utah game last night, I don't want to call it the grow-up game, but I do want to say it was nice to see Fred sit on the bench and Dylan sit on the bench and Jalen have his hand on the wheel. It looks pretty good during that time, right?
Made me very happy. I almost shed a damn tear because the execution was like, oh, so you mean to tell me y'all could have been doing this all season long? Whenever we need like an actual guaranteed bucket. So you mean to tell me we could have been running this here set with these 5 on the court the whole time, every time we have a lull in the offense? You mean to tell me we could have been doing that? We never did it. We waited to play Utah in game 70-something. Really?
Yep.
Like, come on, man. That don't make no sense to me. But hey, we are here now. It happened. That to me looked like a preview of something to come in the future. When the playoffs hit. I don't know who we're gonna play. Possible the Memphis Grizzlies, but
possibly it might be now. It might be now.
Yeah, you want to touch on that right quick, bro?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So the Memphis Grizzlies, with their stupid self, then somehow found a way to fire Taylor Jenkins. Now, unless this is an Ime Udoka Part 2 situation, I think this is absolutely stupid, moronic, and idiotic. It makes absolutely no sense to me unless you can justify this some way or the other. I know there's probably some more reports that's gonna come out later on, but in the immediate reaction right now, it is stupid, dumb, and idiotic. Because what it looked like is all them culture issues that y'all was talking about with Dylan Brooks over there. How come they stayed when Dylan Brooks left? So you telling me when the stank left, it still stunk over there? So you mean to tell me he wasn't really the one that was causing that stink? So he wasn't the one that pooed it. He wasn't the one that ain't flushed the toilet. So who did it? Make it make sense to me. Them culture issues that they was talking about that they was trying to blame Dylan Brooks for, it's looking like it's the Memphis Grizzlies front office, and I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Remember, this is one clue. Remember when they let Dylan Brooks go, right? How did they let him go? What did they say?
They put out a letter. They put out a post saying they will never re-sign this guy to social media. They put the blame of the loss against the Los Angeles Lakers on Dylan Brooks. And the NBA media fed into it. They loved it.
Now, you got to ask yourself, are the Memphis Grizzlies better off without that same Dylan Brooks that they was just dealing with in that fashion? Are they better off at all?
Well, John Morant was hurt last season. So
okay, and he's been hurt this season too. But
and he's been off and on this season. How many wins do they have compared to us?
I don't know, but they ain't got as much as us.
they down there. The Grizzlies way down there. I know I'm gonna get heat right now, but the Grizzlies down there right now. Is they star hurt? Absolutely. Do they got people hurt? Yeah.
I don't care nothing about all that, bro.
You know what? But last season we had dudes hurt, and we was this close to making the playoffs. This close.
Whit said Dylan Brooks. So I'm not trying to hear nothing about all of that blaming Dylan Brooks. At some point they got to take accountability for their own mistakes over there.
And that same Dylan Brooks, the one that they said was taking too many shots and can't shoot the ball and isn't a good defender anymore after making the second team all defensive team. It was saying that he should be out of the league and all that. Shooting a career high, damn near 40% right now in the Houston Rockets. Is our best shooter right now. How many threes did he hit this season? 10. He hit 10 threes in a single game, by the way. Tying Fred VanVleet and another guy, what was his name? James Harden in the all-time single game made threes for these Rockets. Not only that, is a phenomenal defender, has been a very vocal leader, and has given our guys the effing dog, dude. They like as much as you want to say about Dylan Brooks, as much shit that the Rockets fan base talk about, as much shit I talk about Dylan Brooks, you got to give him his credit.
Of course, we gonna talk about him because sometimes he deserve it, but we love him. We know we better off with him. Mm-hmm. For better or worse, we better off with him because think of the culture and the environment that he's created with these young guys. Like you can tell that they play with that Dylan Brooks edge, whether Dylan is on the floor or not. They play with that same edge, whether they're playing smart or not. That's not really what we're talking about, but they're playing gritty. You know what I'm saying? And that is why he was brought here. He was brought here to do exactly that. He's doing it and then some because he's producing at a better rate than we thought. And people was looking at that $80 million contract talking about, ew, disgusting. That's AIDS. Now look at you. It's a bargain deal.
It's a bargain. You tell me we got one of the, in my opinion, and I'm going to sound ludicrous, is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league on our team, plus a 40% three-point shooter, so a quite literal 3-and-D guy who can also post up, get his own bucket, and grab, maybe 2 rebounds a game, and is willing to pass the ball for $20 a year.
I don't know about the willing to pass the ball thing, bro.
I don't
know about that.
He be passing that thing.
He passed it to the rim. Not to a teammate.
At the end of the day, Dylan Brooks is doing everything we ask him to do.
He definitely is. And I would say of all of the surprises this season, I would say, because it was kind of hard for me to think of one, Dylan Brooks would definitely be a surprise for the season because we thought the shooting was a fluke last year, but it's carrying over and it's actually improved this season.
Bro, so, and his jump shot's so weird too. Like you said,
it's ugly.
He followed through with that thing, and I don't know. It's working though, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I don't complain about what works, bro. To me, it's a weird thing to complain about something that works. It's working, and you mad that it worked. That's weird to me. But yeah, Dylan Brooks is definitely probably. I would probably say number one on my surprise list, man. Like, what else? I guess what other development from last season to this season would you think is like a surprise? Like, what did you not expect us to be able to accomplish this season?
I didn't expect every single player on the team from 1 to 13 in rotation to be able to have a role, not necessarily a defined role, a hierarchy, I could say, but be able to have a role the second they step on the court and be able to fit that role, right? I thought Jeff Green, I was like, man, we gonna see Jeff Green like twice this season. I didn't mean that way. I was like, man, we gonna see like Jeff Green like twice. The game's gonna be close because we can't win a damn game, you know? And here we are. We see Jeff Green in blowouts where we win about 40, bro. What the hell is going on? I like that players like that, Aaron Holiday or Nate Williams when he gets to get on the court, you know, or Enfile, right? Just guys that can just jump in and make an impact. Almost up and down the roster, almost every single player is a positive impact player. And yes, Ryan, that means Jock Landale too. And we've seen a lot of good stuff from every single guy this season. Every single player has had at least one game where you're like, damn, because of that dude, he helped push us to that win, right? Or damn, that guy made 3 plays down the stretch that helped us win the game, right? And gosh damn it, Aaron Holiday is one of those guys too. Give that man his credit too. Gosh damn it. I'm including in all this, my little rant that I'm going on. I'll give you the next thing here. Jae'Sean Tate. I thought that man was going to be locked up and sent to Guantanamo Bay. I thought he was getting deported. And he is not. He, low-key, I wanted him gone before the season started. I was kind of ready for the Jae'Sean Tate experience to be over. Ever since he decided to do that step-back 3 against the Nets while he was down, and I saw how that turned out, I thought it was done. Turns out, Tate, my bad, player. That's why I'm not the GM. You know,
man,
I'm not the GM.
AD and Coach Dante having a heart attack right now. You talking good about Tate, bro? Like, come on now.
You know, it's facts, man. And every guy on this team has had a role and has had at least a couple games where you're like, fuck, you know, excuse my language, but like, damn, you know, we come to one without them. And I like that about the team. The everybody eats offense actually be working sometimes for some reason. But I know you got more.
Yeah, bro. I'm just amazed that we didn't actually see most of this like coming. Yeah. Because for all our young guys, like save for Cam Whitmore, we could probably touch on him a little bit later. But all of the young guys that's in the rotation consistently, they've all gotten better, bro.
Yeah.
All got better. Now, we're not necessarily seeing like a gaudy numbers leap, but that's why you gotta watch the games. Like if you watch the games, you're like, there wasn't a lot of that happening last season, but this is happening more consistently. I know people talk. Speaking of consistency, Jalen Green being a whole hell of a lot more consistent. Like the lows are not even that low. Like he's got different lows now. Like the lows ain't as low as they once were.
7 regular star lows, as I call them.
Exactly, bro. That's a good way to put it. He's having star lows. His highs are not even as high as they were last season. However, they haven't been needed because he's just been good enough. Like he's been good enough. He's been consistent, and we've been winning. And honestly, we've been putting teams away a little bit more than we did. Well, I said a little bit, a lot of bit more than we were last season. I think the defensive chemistry to me. I mean, a season ago, you can make the argument that teams weren't prepared for the Rockets. That's why they won more than they were supposed to. Okay, but we're running it back, and we not only doing the same thing, we're doing the same thing, but better. So it's kind of like, when you look at these preseason predictions that people were having, like, we're going to be right on the cusp of the play-in and all of that. All of that is looking crazy right now. All of it is looking crazy, but we should have seen it coming.
Hater, bro. I look like a damn hater for me saying that the Rockets were going to be. I remember we were on the big round robin, man. Everyone's like, man, like we'll barely make the play in, 44, 45, 46 wins. And then the news that Cat got traded. I was like, man, this is going to open up a couple more wins. Okay, I'm firm in that 6th seed. You guys were like, man, 5th, 4th seed. Who the had us 48 wins. Like even at the second seed is crazy to me, obviously. But you tell me we won 48 wins and there's still 8 games left.
Bro, we got a chance to win 50 games.
Dude.
With this roster?
Dude.
With 2 guys who were considered defensive liabilities in the starting lineup. We're top 2 defense. Is it top 2? We're top. Let me just say top 5. We're top 5 defense. And another crazy thing too is our 3-point shooting as a team. I think last season we were 26th. We just 25th this season as far as percentage.
Dylan Brooks doing a lot of carrying.
You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy thing. Like, but here's to me, I think this is what it is, bro. Like the things that we hang our hat on are things that are controllable. They're in our control. Like we're not turning the ball over, playing smart, playing hard, and rebounding. Like those are things that are within your control. You can't control the ball going in the hoop from 3-point range every night. Sure, we can definitely take better 3-point shots, and we can have the right guys taking the right 3-point shots in the right spots. We don't generate nearly enough corner threes. All right, stuff like that. But outside of anything like offensively, the best thing we do on offense is offensive rebound and not turn the ball over. Those are like 2 staples for us. But we don't have like an actual staple set. Yet it doesn't matter because we don't beat ourselves for the most part. I call it hope stats. We don't let other teams get a lot of them hope stats. What are hope stats? Offensive rebounds, points off turnovers, and 3-point shooting. Those are things that keep teams in the game. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not allowing those hope stats to happen, it gives you a whole hell of a lot better chance, and it raises your floor. Forget the ceiling. A lot of times we worry too much about the ceiling, and that floor went from my feet to my knees, just like that, bro.
Facts. You were talking about stats, rebounding, and all that. So, second seed in the West, right? Like we said, 48 wins. We are still first in rebounding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rebound percentage. Yeah, we number 1.
Rebounds per game. Rebound percentage. Rebounds per game, we're still first. Right?
Yep.
We're 5th in opponents' points per game, so our defensive rating, right? At 109, like you said, top 5. We're number 5, right? We're actually 24th in 3-point percentage. Pretty cool. It's great. We're 25th in field goal percentage. Again, at the second seed. Why is this working, AK? Why is this working? And you said it earlier. It's because we're preventing those hope stats. It's because they're rebounding, right? We're 16th. We're middle of the pack for points per game, right? That's
right.
Looking at it.
And that's pumped up by second chance points.
We're 29th in assists per game, by the way. 29th.
Yeah, we don't pass the ball a whole hell of a lot.
You know what matters? It don't matter. It don't matter because we are the second seed. We get those second chance points, right? That double big lineup we've been seeing, Steven Adams and Şengün, and then at times
murdering people.
It don't matter because
that's a murderous lineup.
Just throw that thing up there, and guess what? It don't matter. You got Adams down there. You got Şengün down there. Both guys who Şengün averaged 10 boards a game, right? And then last season averaged essentially 10 boards a game. And Steven Adams is a guy who can average 10 boards a game, and he's playing off bench, mind you. You got 2 dudes down there who can combine for 20 rebounds any given night.
And the key to a zone is rebounding wings. What do we have a plethora of?
Well, we got
Jabari, Tari, Amen. Hell, Jalen be getting in there, getting his hands dirty.
Hell yeah! You saw with those 8 boards last night. You know?
Beautiful. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like the things that we can control, we mostly control that, and we don't give the other team a bunch of hope. That's a term. Watch people start taking this term, the hope stats. How much you want to bet people gonna start taking that term and they're gonna steal it and claim that they started it?
Stephen A, sit your ass at home. Don't make a LeBron video and bring up hope stats. This is our thing down here. The Rockets probably gonna leave it alone.
I want to get on his bad side. He seems like a fun person to beef with.
He gonna be talking about some like, you weren't at the memorial. but actually, my bad, you were there, type shit. Yeah, it's like though. Stephen
That's
A.
funny,
Goofy
bro.
guy. You goofy guy. You see that post LeBron had?
Which
Stephen
one?
A.
Oh, with the boxing, when he put the boxing. Oh my goodness. That's just dirty work, bro.
Man.
Dirty
Let's keep
it
it
work.
up, still.
Yeah.
Man.
Screw them New York and LA cats. Sorry if y'all watching, but I don't like neither one of y'all. It is what it is.
Looking back at it though, right? You said another thing that's surprised me this season, I think, is just the growth of our players, right? Like you said, everyone's gotten better at something, but everyone's gotten better as a whole at everything. Like every single stat, not even statistically, but again, eye test shows, right? Because sometimes statistically, it's not always going to win you the battle. You have to
it don't tell the whole story.
You have to look at the eye test when you're looking at guys who are growing and progressing, right? That's why guys like John Morant can succeed. That's why guys like Anthony Edwards could succeed when they did, right? They were looking at the stats. The stats are eye-popping, but you're looking at how they're getting to the spots, when they're getting to the spots. Guys like Kevin Durant when he played for the Sonics, right? How are they getting to the spots? When are they getting to their spots? And how long does it take them to get to their spots? Our guys are fine.
And who are they playing with? That matters too. Who you play with really does matter. I don't think people realize that.
The chemistry of you and your guys is great, and it works the best when your best two players have the most chemistry, a la Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun. Again, Fred, he's been phenomenal. He's been able to still hit the passes that Jalen is still struggling with. That's okay. I understand, Jalen. It's like a different game. But once Jalen can start hitting those pocket passes just nice and pretty, Fred, you're going to the bench permanently. Because that's all you missing right there. Jalen's slowing the game down. He's making the right reads. He's getting the rebounds. He's hitting the clutch threes that we need. He's clutch. He wears number 4 for a reason, right? He's missed the fourth quarter. The last thing I need him to do is just hit those pocket passes just right to Sengun. And then what else do you need Fred to start for? That's when you can start placing somebody else up there in the starting lineup. But it's too late in the season for me to be having that conversation now. This is the conversation for next season.
But you still brought it up, so I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fred, let's say in your scenario, Fred go to the bench. What happens with Reed Sheppard?
Well, you have Reed and Fred, right? I think Fred is your bona fide 6-man, right? And Reed is still a developing guard. We do not have to rush him. He is a shooting point guard that can play make at a high level. I think we should use this time while all of our guys are developing really fast and progressing. Use this time right now to cultivate this talent. Do not trade Reed Sheppard. Do not trade Reed Sheppard. Use the last 2 years or year, whatever we're going to do with Fred VanVleet on his contract. Use that and develop the hell out of Reed Sheppard. Because if you can have those same attributes, the hands, the defensive instincts, and then the clutch shooting that Fred's got, coming in at significantly taller, right? Higher vertical, a guy who's willing to get these rebounds too, right? You can have that as your new 6-man, a better Fred VanVleet at 6'3", bro. I don't even, at this point, I don't even know who's gonna stop us at that point. If we can develop this guy, Reed, I don't know. So I want to use that and cultivate this talent, right? As for Cam Whitmore, I think that's a conversation we have to ultimately have at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, John Morant's going to look really cool in red. We see what they look like in red already with those Memphis jerseys. It looks pretty good.
Hey, man, listen.
Just putting that out there.
You know how I feel about Ja, bro.
Oh, I know.
But I'm going to say something that you probably not going to expect me to say.
You're not trading for Ja.
Nah, and the reason why is because he can't stay healthy. Honestly, bro, I am not a fan of trading for superstars that can't stay healthy. I trade for a role player that can't stay healthy, but not a superstar because you got to give up too much because you expecting too much when you get a superstar. But if he not playing enough, nah, bro. Like when you trade for a superstar, you're supposed to win that trade.
So I'm going to say yes and no, right? With the recent trades that have been happening in the market, right? When the Knicks traded, right, for Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm not so certain that, like, the Knicks have won the trade this season. Absolutely. I don't know what the Wolves are going to look like next season, right? I don't know. I'm still confident. I like Randall and what he does over there. They just gotta work some things out, right? Another trade that's really interesting: Anthony Davis and Luka, dude. Out of the water kind of trade, right? I get it, but I'm looking at some of these, the last 4 or 5 trades with bigger names, right? What are they going for? Who are they going for, and why are they going, right? The reason, obviously, the Mavs traded Luka is because they talk about health, and then Anthony Davis got hurt playing against us, right? It's interesting. Kyrie's hurt now, right? I agree with you that, yeah, you're supposed to win that trade, right? And again, like it's John Morant. But when you have a really interesting attitude, you get coaches fired. You bully a Finals MVP off your team, talking about Andre Iguodala. That says something and follows you. You need a coach that can put you in line. So I'm just saying there's a world where we can win a trade with John Morant if the price is right, hypothetically. Why are you looking at me like that?
Man, I'm not in the world of dealing with a bunch more ifs, bro. Like, yeah. I'm looking at more malleable moves at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
We had a bunch of ifs on this team that are turning out to be okay, cool. They turned out right.
Agreed. But I'm not saying that this is a move that we need to make, but I'm just saying that it's a move that is likely. I've seen a lot of Rockets media post the Jenkins leaving, right? And usually another team don't post about another coach leaving unless they involved with another player. I'm just putting that up.
Here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. Is John Morant an Ime Udoka guy?
Is he right now? No.
Okay. Who did Ime Udoka bring in, or who did Rafael Stone bring in that's not an Ime Udoka kind of guy?
But this was not an Ime Udoka team until he got here and cultivated his talent.
That's different because they were already here before he got here. Now, everybody that comes in thereafter, then you can be like, nah, I like this kind of guy, not that kind of guy. It was the reason why he was going after Brook Lopez and Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks and God knows whoever the hell else. Now it's Kevin Durant. It's not Devin Booker. It's actually Kevin Durant. Like, he won't do that. He know come hell or high water, they're going to be working hard.
They say Kevin Durant because he played with Kevin Durant, helped coach Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Back in the day, right? I don't know, man. Low-key, I think it's smokescreen, man. I think so, really do. I can't shake that feeling, dude, because logically you want to say, let's get Kevin Durant, he's the bigger star. But you know what you do? When you want the friend, when you're talking to two girls.
Yeah, I know that strategy.
You don't. You talk to the one you don't want.
Yeah, you talk to the one you don't want because her friend gonna want you for wanting the friend.
Want you.
You know they don't like each other like that.
Jealous. And then you cultivate that right there, and you start the drama, and you still win.
Oh, man,
that's what it is.
Funny, bro.
I'm just saying. I see it right there. Hey, don't cancel me for saying that, guys. It's a thing. But look, at the end of the day,
we saying it like it is over here on the Rockets Propaganda Channel, bro.
Tell me it don't make sense. You know, and so like I said, if the Rockets or Rockets media post anything, not about a player, but about a coach and a franchise, that media or team is interested in something the other team has. It might not be John Morant. It might not be Jaren Jackson Jr. It might not even be Desmond Bane. I don't know. I don't know who it is.
I was actually gonna say maybe Triple J is probably more likely. But
there's a chance.
I'm gonna throw this at you, bro. Let's say we in the playoffs, right? Does it increase or decrease our chances of getting Kevin Durant if we flame out, like get swept or gentleman sweep? Does that increase or decrease our willingness to want to go after a KD?
I'm not going to say that it increases a Kevin Durant trade for us, but I am saying it's going to increase a trade with the Suns. It's okay. If we get swept and one of or both of our stars between Şengün and Jalen have a terrible series. Again, one of or both, and we get swept or we go 4-1. I'm not saying, because me personally, I'm looking at this. I think our season has been a success. I'd like to at least win 2 playoff games. Obviously, I'd love to say go to the finals, win a championship. Like, I'm trying to keep it realistic, right? We need to win 2 playoff games. My expectations have risen. We're a 48-win team right now. We're going to be a 50-win team. No matter what, we're the 2nd seed. We should win 2 games, and they should be at home, no matter what. Okay. Anything less than that, I think they look at that. And I think they say, okay, we got to the playoffs. It was their first playoff series. But they were so astronomically poor that we need to look for one other thing. Because Rafael Stone, he pulls triggers. He does. He just has to wait for the right moment. So it depends on how bad we lose and who's playing bad. If we lose, like if Jalen and Şengün are going off, Jalen's averaging medium efficient 25, and Şengün's averaging his 20, 10, and 5, right? And we lose in 5 games, but you're looking at guys like, I don't want to be, I'm just throwing names out there, so calm down everybody. But like, if you're looking at guys like, you know, like Jahmir Smith Jr. or maybe even Tari Eason, I don't know. I think there's some wiggle room. I think it depends if our top guys are the ones that they're looking at for losing. That's when we make the move. If our top guys play well, we run it back. It don't matter how we lose if they play well. They have to play well.
All right, let's say we win a playoff series.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we go in the second round, competitive. Then what? Increase or decrease our chances of KD?
I think if we get past the first round, we shouldn't trade. I don't see the reason to trade. If this Houston Rockets team gets past the first round, it doesn't matter who we face, right? I don't care if it's the like Portland. I don't care. If we get past the first round,
he said Portland.
I
wish they would make the playoffs.
Easy eats. If we get past the first round, no matter who it is, we're looking at this team saying, okay, core 7 might be a core 6.
See, the problem with us being a 7 seed right now, today, is you know who we play?
Best of the Mavs, New Orleans? No, I don't even know, actually. I gotta look at the standings. Because we're the 2nd seed.
If you dismiss the...
No!
Bruh, I'm telling you right now, bro, if we got to play the Warriors, I'm going to need like some blood pressure medicine or something, bro, because I'm not sure if I can handle that again, bro. I don't know if I can handle that again. I just don't know. Let it be in the second round. I have my anxiety out the window. But having to deal with that in the first round, because one thing for sure I know, Jalen and Şengün will not have a good series against the Warriors, bro.
They will not.
And matter of fact, we messed around and win a game, bro, in that series, bro. I'm not trying to listen, dog.
Golden State hate us so much. Why do they match up with us so well? It don't matter what iteration.
I don't know, bro. I don't get it. All I know is every time I wake up and roll out of bed, look at the standings and see Golden State across from us, bro, I have a new gray hair in my chin, bro. I can't, dog. You know how many years of my life I lost over the Harden years? Like, do you know how many years of my life is gone?
I can see the
No. I might have some of that might be paint for all you know, bro. The Warriors did a number on my life.
Yeah, man.
I'm tired, bro. I can't.
My first time watching the Rockets, I watched James Harden drop 60 in January. That was so cool. And I watched him drop 43 points per game for all of January. That was the first time I ever watched Houston Rockets ever play a game. I thought James Harden was like the greatest basketball player ever, all time, obviously. That's why he's one of my favorite players. You know what I mean? Respectfully. And then we got to the playoffs, and I was like, man, this guy's still averaging 30 against Golden State. What's going on? And I look at the box score. I see how many fouls. And I look back, and then I see the posts about all these missed calls that we're not getting and this and that. And I was like, man, this shit sucks. And then next year we had the bubble. It's tough. And one thing's for sure, Wardell, if I see you in the playoffs, I'm knocking on your door.
Ain't he hurt? I think he got a broken tailbone, something like that.
Yeah, he got another tailbone injury. It's the same tailbone injury he had when he played us in 2021.
Yeah, I don't even think that's gonna matter. The fact that they wearing a Warriors jersey, that alone is gonna spook us, bro. Like plus, Wardell or no Wardell, bro. Like
plus
they the Warriors. Oh man, that's a problem.
And Jimmy Butler, and I talk a lot of shit on Jimmy Butler. But they got Jimmy Butler over there. And what does Jimmy Butler do in the playoffs?
It don't even matter what I'm telling you, it don't even matter who's over there, dog. It could be 5 Jason Tates over there, bro. No disrespect to Jason Tate. It could be 5 Jason Tates over there on the court at the same time. So long as they wearing Warriors jerseys, that's already a mismatch problem for the Rockets, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's already a problem.
They already got the right advantage immediately as it is. They might as well just play at Golden State all 4 games.
See what I'm saying, bro? See, you making me see, dog. See, I need a beer, bro, or some whiskey. Like I might put like 3 shots of whiskey in a beer, bro, and just call it a night, dog. Like, if something bad happened to us in the playoffs because of the Warriors, I might have a drinking problem after that, bro. I'm gonna get on this live stream with a big old thing of whiskey, probably some Jack Daniels, and we just gonna talk. We're gonna have a vent session, and we're gonna talk about it's gonna go from having Warriors conversation to life problems, bro. Like we're gonna be reflecting back on our childhood. Like, man, this is worse than when this happened to me as a kid. When I wanted to talk to that girl and she rejected me from my homeboy because her daddy had a Mercedes. And my daddy used to pick me up on foot from school. I'm telling you, bro, like it'll be the worst thing ever.
A whole box of crayons and had gum.
I'm pulling
up. Curry, this is the warning, right? Don't ban me, guys. I'm pulling up to the crib. I'm just letting you know. Personally, I'm buying a ticket. I'm going to California. I'm pulling up personally. All you have to do is that's it.
I don't even want to. I don't want to speak none of this into existence, bro. Please, can we just let's move on, bro? Please, dog. Please,
so tell me about this Future 5. I'm interested. I keep seeing stuff online about this lineup we played against Utah and it's sprinkled in here or there, but I'm interested. Based on the title I'm looking at and the Future 5, who are these Future 5?
So Future 5 is that closing lineup that played the remaining 2 minutes and 51 seconds against the Utah Jazz. It was Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, and Jalen Green. That's the Future 5. That's gonna be the 5 that mess around and win a title for this team, for this franchise, man. Now I don't know who coming off the bench, but that 5-man unit right there, that might be the starting 5 of the future. That's why I'm calling them the Future 5, bro. Because the way that they played down the stretch, the way that they simplified the game down the stretch, everybody just seemed to know their roles very easily and naturally. Everybody played their roles to a T. Nobody made any silly mistakes. And I'm talking about on both ends. Everybody played their position to a T. Like, I had no complaints. None. I get it. It's the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz. I get it. I get it. I don't care. Because if they didn't do it, why would you have confidence in something you haven't seen? Thanks. They did it. Everything start from somewhere. I ain't never seen something start from nothing. Have you? I don't know.
Okay, we were talking about Golden State, right?
Yuck.
Yuck. I'm going to make a comparison here.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking at stats, not 3-point percentage excluded, of course. Percentages excluded in general. How many wins do you think the 2013-14 Golden State Warriors had?
I think they had 46 wins.
They had 51 wins.
I'm tripping. Oh yeah, they did. They
finished second. See where I'm going with this? They had Mark Jackson as their coach.
So what you trying to say?
They were 10th in opponents' points per game, right? We have 5th, right? And they were 10th in points per game. We're 16th, right? That evens out, essentially. I'm just kind of looking at it, right? The Golden State Warriors have, during this time, they were cultivating their talent. They were drafting their guys correctly. They had a lot of good stuff going on there. Curry averaged 24. Jalen's averaging 22. You had Klay Thompson. He averaged 18. Şengün's averaging 20. I don't know, man. There's just something about this that I'm looking at, and I need to dive deeper here, right?
Their style of offense was ugly, though. Then again, our style of offense is ugly. So
our style of offense is ugly. Now, they did lose in the first round, right, in a 7-game series to the Los Angeles Clippers, right? But at that time, you know who they had? The Lob City Clippers over there that, James Harden ended up beating in a 7-game series. So it is interesting that another team that beat expectations, drafted, cultivated talent, stuck with their guns, and then the next season, 14, 15, right? What'd they do? They won the NBA title, right? I'm not saying that we're winning.
With a different coach.
No, with a different coach, right? But this is where history doesn't repeat itself, right? History repeats itself in a lot of ways. But I think there's always similarities and parallels. Because Mark Jackson was there to cultivate the talent, right? And they were actually able to win a couple games, right? Stephen Silas is supposed to, lose games. He was a good tank commander. He did what he was supposed to do, I guess, and clap his hands really, really well. But now we've got our Phil Jackson. We've got our Greg Popovich. We've got Ime Udoka, who's going to get us 50 wins. And we might get 51 wins this year.
Just imagine, how would history be different if Mark Jackson wasn't trying to run Bible study at halftime in Golden State, bro? Just imagine.
I'd be more thankful. I'd be more thankful in life, for sure. So anyway, I say that all to say, if you're looking at teams, again, like the Spurs, look at the 98 Spurs, look at the 99 Spurs, right? If you're looking at teams, the 2012, 2013 Spurs, 2013, 2014 Spurs, right? Look around their championship years, right? 2 or 3 years before they won a championship, who they drafted, who they had, who their head coach was, and who their starting 5 was. It's really interesting.
And look what they didn't do. We talking about what they did. There's something that they didn't do that I think is key. And I think you know what I'm going to say.
What did they do, buddy?
No major trades of a core piece.
You're telling me that's important for like chemistry reasons or play style or
I'm just saying what happened. I don't know nothing. I'm stupid. I think you're supposed to trade everybody who not a superstar today.
Another team that I want to say the exact same thing about that relates to this. What were the Boston Celtics doing before they traded for an elite 2-way point guard? Losing in the first round, not doing so hot. And then they got a guy named Jrue Holiday. Right? And then they got this coach who was able to uproot these guys and turn their whole lives around. Got them to the finals. His name is Ime Udoka.
Oh, that's his name?
And they're top 7, top 8 players, right there. They are all great homegrown talent guys.
And 2-way guys, by the way.
And did they just win a championship last season?
Oh, they did, huh?
Yeah, they did. Now, did they make a trade for their center? Absolutely they did. They got a 2-way
They was
center.
winning games without him. They was winning playoff games without him. They won finals games without him.
They had that dude come off the bench in the finals.
Yo. And then he hurt his hairs on his chinny chin chin, and he was gone again.
Yeah, so just putting it out there, like your main 2 pieces, your main couple pieces, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? Jaylen Brown, the Finals MVP, by the way, who's a guard who shouldn't have won it, everyone says. Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP winner, right? Homegrown talent. Everybody. You remember when the Celtics lost? What were all the article pieces about the Boston Celtics?
Trade one of them. Oh, they can't coexist. All of that. Like, what you mean they can't coexist? Everybody can't win every year.
Yep. And
that's why it's so short-sighted and foolish to me to be having them kind of conversations, bro. Like,
Boston said F that. and they cultivated their talent. Jason Tatum, who if I talk shit about players, Jason Tatum's probably like, he's one of the top guys I talk shit about.
I don't know why.
Himself into
Y'all weird. Hating Jason Tatum. Y'all weird, bro.
I respect him as a basketball player. And he he turned a little bit more of a playmaker, right? People were talking about he had the most turnovers ever in a finals run, which he did. That year they lost in the finals to Golden State. He did. And you know what he did the next season that they actually ended up winning the finals? He cut down the turnovers. Jaylen Brown. Oh, he can't go left. Force him left. He can't go left. He's an NBA player. Guess what he can do? Go left.
And he can win finals MVP.
He went left and carried himself to finals MVP, right? So, anyway, all that to say, homegrown your talent. Like you said, the future five, I believe in it. AK, you were selling me. You are the preacher. I'm listening right now. Preach.
The future five, man. I've already named who they are, bro. I think they all complement each other one way or another on both ends of the floor. Everybody's got a strength, and you got four guys that can complement, at least three guys, I would say, that complement one of your weaknesses. Everybody's got something. You got guys that maybe can't create their shot the best, but they got guys that can get them the shot. And even though they can't create a shot, they can make a shot. Looking at Jabari, for example, people expecting Jabari to come out here and be a 20-point, 10-rebound guy immediately because he was drafted at number 3. Maybe it don't work like that.
He's not Kevin Durant, dude.
Yeah,
only one of those guys exists. Jesus.
Exactly. And he doesn't have to be what you think he was supposed to be. What he has to do is come in and be a productive player, which he has been, and he's played every role that he's been asked to play. He's played it well. Amen Thompson, he started last year on the bench, and now he's ended up starting. Like, he could have been, throwing a bitch fit last year because he wasn't starting. I was drafted number 4. You supposed to start me, blah, blah, blah. He ain't doing none of that. Just came in, played his role, played it well. Now he's starting. Boom. Tari Eason. He comes off the bench, he starts, he does whatever the hell. There's games where he put the ball on the floor and he could score. He's a little chaotic. Sometimes he make a little bit of mistakes here and there, but he ball to the wall all the time. You know what you're gonna get. And I just named you 3 guys that you know what you're gonna get from him every single time down the floor. It don't gotta be the highest end of numbers and outcomes, but you know what you're gonna get consistently from all 3 of them guys. That's what. And then it comes down to Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun setting the table for the rest of those guys. Number 1, number 2, scoring down the stretch of a close game. Utah Jazz last night. And having the team play around them, letting them dictate everything that happens when you need to simplify the game for your teammates. Those guys have shown that they're able to do that, at least in the regular season. It is time to see it in the playoffs. And in the playoffs is the ultimate mirror. The playoffs is going to look at you right in your face, and you looking it in the face, and you seeing your own reflection. It's going to tell you where you need to apply the makeup. It's going to tell you where you need to trim on your mustache and your beard. It's going to tell you all of that. And when you see it, you must do it. It's going to tell you what you need to do in the offseason. If you're going, and especially your first playoff run as a young team, this is where legends are born, bro. This is where legends are born. One of them 5 guys is going to have a moment or moments. Honestly, I can see all 5 of them having moments, one way or the other. Whether they starting, whether they're coming off the bench, it doesn't even matter. You know what you're going to get from all of them. They play whatever role they've been asked to play, and you're seeing the fruits of the labor that Ime Udoka was sowing last season, at the beginning of last season. Remember, a lot of these dudes were struggling at first. And then they started to get it, and then they took some more steps back, and they rebuilt a little bit. Summertime hit, everybody got in the gym, did what they needed to do. Come back this season, everybody's more focused, everybody's a lot more consistent. They worked on everything that the coaching staff told them to go work on. Obviously, it's not perfect, it's not final form yet, but I can see where they've been, and I'm seeing where they are now. So that gives me an idea of where they're going.
Yep.
And I'm seeing good things, bro. And they're doing this as a unit. Like, you haven't heard any attitude problems from none of these guys. All of them are okay stepping back and playing a role if they need to, or they can step up and play more of a feature role if they have to, if they're called upon. Jabari, Tari, and Amen Thompson have all have 30-point games this season. All three of them. When they were asked to score, they did it.
Do it at a high level too. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Man had his 30-point game, super efficient. Tari Eason, career high 30 points. Efficient as that way. He was like 12 or 19 or something like that. Just ridiculously efficient. Jabari Smith Jr. hitting shot after shot after shot. You're saying the right things. And I just can't shake this feeling that, like you said, the future five and this style of basketball, this offense that we're hoping to see if the hierarchy shapes out a little bit more, right? It's still got to mold a little bit. But if that's it right there, that's what you're looking at going forward. I'm not gonna lie, like this is like the perfect mix of new school and old school basketball together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like this is the team that the old heads are gonna be like, dang, that young blood.
They gonna like it because they're not jacking up a bunch of threes, but they playing hard-nosed defense. They're doing the things that the old school heads always complain about people in the NBA don't do. They defend, they rebound, they don't turn the ball over. They're not jacking up crazy threes all over the place for no reason. And when it comes down to it, they're gonna play hard. They may not always play smart because they still kids, but you know what you're gonna get from these guys, bro.
Yep.
At a young age already.
How many you can say that about a player or maybe two players on a team. How can you say that about an entire core?
I'm telling you. It doesn't really usually you have one guy where you're like, this guy might not really fit like that because ABC attitude problem. A lot of times it don't even really be stuff that's like on the court. It'd be like off the court kind of stuff, like personality issues. He may want too much. He wants to do this. He plays better in this type of environment. Blah blah blah. But nobody care about that here on this team. These dudes just want to win.
He just wants to win. You know, I'll never forget Dame's Bar, right? They traded Shaq for Penny. And look what happened to the Magic after that. I'm looking at other teams that have traded their big star to make a big swing and how they fell, right? Whether it's injuries, right? Because injuries are unavoidable and it is unfortunate. But imagine if you didn't take that swing. And I'm asking the Houston Rockets to not take that swing and to see what happens.
Like, think about it, bro. Like, teams want what we have. Why don't we want what we have? Why? Like, if you listen to the fans don't want what we have. They want what somebody else got. But everybody else want what we have.
Damn, I'm about to make another relationship thing here. Okay, it's like,
oh, here you go. All right, I think I know where you're going.
They be like, oh man, I want this person to do this, right? We got the 90% right here. The Houston Rockets, we got the 90% right here. Everybody else wants some of that.
Well,
but all y'all greedy muff looking like for the 10% that out there. Quit.
You finna get attacked, bro. Just know that.
I know, bro. I think I might get canceled actually after this. But like at the end of the day,
nice knowing you.
Me, bro. What? Got too many cornfields around you, bro.
Yeah, you need a passport to go to Iowa. They're not America.
And we about to be.
They deported your state.
Actually, they probably like this. Actually, they probably like this.
Y'all got replaced by Canada.
Yeah. At this point, though, like we got everything right here, right? Are you gonna look at Jalen and say he's better than Anthony Edwards? Are you gonna look at Şengün and say he is better than Karl-Anthony Towns? No. But when you're looking at it, it's saying they can be, right? And if we've come this far, 4 years, you might as well keep going, right? Because if you're gonna trade all that up, right, then what happens, right? Say you give up all those draft picks, right? Say we trade Jalen, all the draft picks, Cam and Reed and whatever else for Devin Booker, right? We got D-Book, Amen, Şengün, and Tari. If that fails one playoff series, we get swept. What will you do as a fan base? You can't even handle when Jalen gets one turnover. You can't even handle when that man breathes the wrong air, bro.
And that's just the on-court stuff. Yeah. Remember Devin Booker getting paid. I'm talking hella paid.
Yeah, what? 60?
You know what I'm saying? So,
cool.
And people want to talk about efficiency and this and that. What about salary cap efficiency? Y'all don't care about that though, huh? Efficiency and all them bar graphs don't matter no more at this point, huh?
We gonna end up. I'm just put it in perspective. If trading for a superstar has taught anybody anything, if you trade for a superstar too late, you end up like the Brooklyn Nets, right? If you trade for a superstar too early and they're not ready, you fall out and you end up like the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns have a worse record than the Dallas Mavericks, who haven't had Anthony Davis since the trade deadline. The Phoenix Suns, who have had a 75-80% healthy team, with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, have less wins, have the same amount of wins, actually, I need to look at this. They have the same amount or less wins than the Dallas Mavericks. And you're telling me you want us to go get that guy on that loser-ass team over there?
That's what I was even asking somebody, like, you so badly want this Devin Booker guy to come in and replace Jalen Green. But he over there with a Hall of Famer and Kevin Durant and more veteran players over there, supposedly. A more seasoned head coach, actually a head coach that actually won a title. And number one, he's not even that efficient this season. Number one. Number two, his team is a walking L night after night.
Yep.
But you want that to come over here.
We have 13 more wins than the Phoenix Suns. And you want to go get the guy that's got less wins than you?
Right.
Now, if you're going to sit here and say, yo, I want Chet Holmgren. All right, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen. Am I going to go for it? I don't listen. Devin Booker? Maybe 2 seasons ago when they went to the finals? I'll listen to you.
And then what do you give up? Then what do you get? You giving up somebody that's in the rotation.
Exactly.
More than one person in the rotation. And some future assets that you could probably better use on something else that you can do around the margins, which is really where the championships are won, bro. Like, if you really look at it, a lot of these championship teams, man, especially the dynasties, the ones that, repeat as champion year after year, or at least title contenders year after year, they're in the finals. It's the stuff that they do on the margins, man. But
hoarding those first round draft picks after you have a really good team and you go get that guy, you overpay. Hey, I can give 2 first round picks and salary filler for this one guy because we need him, right? I can go ahead and give these 2 draft picks away because it's not necessary for our team. We don't care about those, right? I mean, we do, but we don't, This is our cash, right? And this cash is finite, right? You can't just keep divvying it up every single time. Oh, Kevin Durant. Let's go get Kevin Durant. Damn, bro.
Every time it's a new candy out, you want that, or a new toy out. I don't want this old. What's that mean? The Toy Story meme?
You anymore?
Yeah, that little Toy Story. That is like, yo, come on, bro. Like, how old are y'all? Anyway, I say how old are y'all as if these dudes ain't 12 and 13. Y'all your nuts ain't dropped yet. You ain't got hair in your armpits yet. Like, come on. Why am I even sitting here arguing with these 12-year-olds, bro?
This ain't NBA 2K. You can't boot it up, make some goofy ass trade, and make it.
But it works in 2K. But the advanced analytics, according to my calculations, it works like this. All right, bro.
If you get your daily information from First Take, Stephen A. Smith, or Max Kellerman,
or a calculator,
balls, bro, or come on, bro.
And it'd be a basic calculator. Don't even be a T9 calculator, bro. Like, what are y'all doing, man?
It'd be that phone calculator nowadays, bro. They be thinking that is TikTok, bro. Oh, I want the new thing. Oh, I want the new thing. Oh, I want the new thing after every 15 seconds. Yo, receptors are fried, brother. You gotta chip away.
Look at the Denver Nuggets, bro. Like, let's forget about the Celtics. Look at the Nuggets. Like, come on now.
You're telling me Aaron Gordon was the piece that helped them work? I would have never thought of that. Never. But guess what he did? Came in, filled a role, became this all defensive team defender for no reason, and does what he's asked to do.
And Michael Porter Jr. was a guy that Rockets fans wanted to trade for before they were even title contenders like that. Mm-hmm. He was on a trade block for a little bit. Like, yo, let your guys play together, man. Now, I understand we're in a different salary cap environment. I get it. But let these dudes tell you that they need to go. Like, let them show it on. Like, we ain't even got to the playoffs yet, bro. Let us get to the playoffs. Then y'all can start talking about some trades. And even anyway, they still gonna talk about trades that don't make sense.
Facts. If you got teams calling for guys and asking for guys who are on rookie scale contracts, you don't give those guys up. If I don't care if they're like, yo, I got LeBron. Damn, that's crazy. You think LeBron is worth my guy on a rookie scale contract? Cool. He's not leaving.
No, I wouldn't trade LeBron for Jalen Green right now, straight up. I wouldn't.
Like
maybe that sounds crazy, but I wouldn't do it.
Like, look at it, bro. Look how it is. This is what's gonna win us the chip. Stay true. Stay on the path. Future 5. I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this thing up, man?
We're 12-1 in our last 13. F everybody else. Also, Lakers fans, you said, "Oh, Rockets got this cupcake ass schedule. We want them in the playoffs," and then you lose to the Bulls back to back.
Hey, Lake Show Jerry, you good over there, bro?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know how much oxygen you've been getting to your brain, but you got to stop sniffing them exhaust fumes, bro. Pulling up the Toyota Center, talking about you want to go and see Larry Nance at the Atlanta Hawks game. All right, bro, because he used to play with the Flakers. All right, bro. You have a good one, my guy. Shout out to Lake Show Jerry, though. He cool. He cool people, though. He funny. He one of the well, I wouldn't say he a reasonable Lakers fan, but he cool. He funny, and he a good sport.
he got that bat with Mommy Eason and all that, and
and took an L.
He been honoring it, and I respect that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I like about him. I remember I had a bet with a Spurs fan last season, talking about if the Spurs end up with a better seed than the Rockets or a better record than the Rockets, I had to get a Wembanyama jersey, and if the Rockets had a better record, they had to get a Rockets jersey of my choosing. Tell me why this dude still ain't goes. He ain't posted on his account since. And don't think I ain't looking for you now. I be checking your account. You better block me.
He quivered. He's quivering, shaking his boots.
Yeah.
Last thing I do want to say here, I guess, is no matter, as long as we win 2 games in the playoffs, no matter what happens, I'm so proud of this team, dude. I didn't think they were going to make it here. I didn't think they were going to make it this far. And maybe that's because I have a lapsed judgment and I'm just a mere mortal man. And we trust. And he's got amen, and with every amen, you have your shepherd. Got Reed here. I don't know how the hell we did that, but we got him. Nonetheless,
that's fun.
I'm excited for the future, bro. I'm excited for the future. Jalen Green and Şengün is the dude to go with. Trust in Stone. You don't know the plan because you're not there. If he's not making a move, what we want him to do? We said, man, we didn't get no shooting at the trade deadline. We should have done this. We should have done this. Shit, I'm shutting the hell up, bro. That's my bad. Like, do I think we need more shooting? I did, but we got 50 wins having no shooting, so something's working. And
hey, don't jinx it yet. We ain't got 50 wins yet, but don't jinx it, bro. We mess around going an 8-game losing streak.
Whatever is working, mold that to the playoffs. Carry that. I'm excited for the future.
I think again, man, just to reiterate, I think we're in the position that we're in right now mostly because of what we're not doing or what we're not letting the other teams do. Yep. We may not be doing the prettiest stuff, the most flashy stuff, putting up the sexiest numbers night after night, but you look at the box score, you look at the win column, and we're just adding another one, little by little. We adding one to the win column.
I think he was around when this happened. Those 90s teams, right? We play like those 90s teams. Right?
You funny.
But we do.
Yes, I was around. And yes, I remember it very vividly, bro. We do play like them 90s teams. And again, sometimes you got to zig when everybody else is zagging, because if you're just trying to keep up with everybody else, how are you supposed to get ahead? You do your own thing. I think that's probably where they're going. They're doing their own thing. They're playing their own way. They're putting their own spin back on basketball. Or should I say, they turning back the clock on the game and how the game is usually played. And it seemed to be working, bro. So
let us be the reason why we changed the NBA landscape again, bro.
You ain't got to change the rules if the champion not even playing by him. Champion dictate how everybody else want to play. Guess what? I'm not saying we're gonna win the championship this season. Right? Before anybody get on me talking about, oh, you talking about we're gonna win the championship? Man, shut your mouth. I'm just saying, if we start making noise and we end up winning one title in this run in the next 5 years, everybody else gonna try to find players to match up with Amen Thompson and Alperen Sengun. They're gonna try to figure out how to play defense the way that we do. Play with double bigs and go zone with your double bigs and have a big three like Jabari who can guard up and down the lineup and shoot from everywhere on the floor. You want a dynamic guard who can get downhill and dunk on somebody's head or shoot it from the outside and make a play and still go guard on the other end like Jalen Green. Like, good luck doing all of that, bro, when we didn't set the precedent. Good luck with all of that. But maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, and we're probably going to get brought right back down to earth the next time we take an L, which probably is going to be soon, but whatever. I'm enjoying where we are right now.
You know, laws of physics say that's true. But I believed in a lot of things before this run.
Laws are meant to be broken.
I believe anything is possible. And like J.R. Smith, anything is possible with the Houston Rockets. That's all I got, folks.
That's funny, man. Man, tell the people where they can find you at if they don't already know.
Well, hopefully you guys have been here long enough. Drip2Ps_GAWD, like the handle says. Instagram as well as YouTube. Check out the X account, formerly known as Twitter. Follow at the H-Town Rundown. We run an episode Sunday where our boy AK put a jump on. We're going to talk about some of the same topics here, but it's all Rockets basketball, X, YouTube, as well as Instagram and Twitch. AK, that's all I got, man.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you still watching at this point, that means you like what you heard, you like what you saw. So go ahead and hit the like button. Don't be a hater your whole life. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment for us down below for all of y'all who was watching after this live is up. But yeah, man, it's your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK_VVS. This is the incredible Rockets Propaganda Channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Bring back whoever bring back your dog, your cat, your plumber, your pastor. I need everybody coming and getting up on this Rockets Propaganda because we finna hit these playoffs and we finna ramp it up in a little bit. I'm gonna have some time for these playoffs, I promise. But yeah, anyway, we out.